So Leo, your week commencing the 17th of February forecast sees your ruler on the move. Yes, the sun moves on Tuesday into the 8th house. The 8th house is quite complex. It can be where we're most invested, most devoted, most committed. It can be where we're thinking about long-term financial planning, investments, trusts, inheritances, pensions and so forth. But by the middle of this week with the quarter moon, there is a bit of a challenge because the quarter moon in your sister fire sign of Sagittarius makes you aware of what you desire. And if you're in a situation where you're giving it everything, but you're trying to collaborate with someone who's not, that quarter moon can certainly flag up the difference between you. Also on the same day, Mercury and Jupiter square up. Now Mercury, like the sun in your 8th house, and Saturn, the node, and also Neptune, it's quite the mix, you know. And if there is something you've been considering around a relationship and you're unsure about what to do, this can be a very transformational week. But it may be a week that you do have to confront some elements that aren't working so well. So the quarter moon, one of the elements could be some kind of control that's existing around your situation. If it's coming from another person, that's much more difficult to deal with. But if it's something to do with what you're doing because a situation doesn't feel right, try to reassess why that fearful response may be what you're falling back on. Because Venus, the planet of relating, is actually in a fantastic part of your chart to understand the higher truths of any situation, whether it's financial or to do with a relationship. But it's pushing you to be brave. It actually forges a stunning link to Jupiter by the end of this week, which suggests that if there is someone you're collaborating with where there isn't these politics, there isn't this sense of jealousy or manipulation, that particular opportunity could be absolutely fantastic for you. But if there's something else that just seems to be a lot of give and not a lot of get, then there may be some big questions that you will need to ask over the following weeks. And one of the things that's been provoking that for some while, Leo, to be honest, even since the start of September, is the role of Mars. And from the 6th of January back into your 12th house, but in retrograde through to the 24th of this month. Now Mars may be forging a very positive link to Saturn this week. And if you are falling back on past experiences or connections around a professional situation, and there is someone that you have a lot of respect for because you know that they're very reliable, that may be something to do with where you're connected that could work well this week. In fact, if your devotion and commitment is being entirely reciprocated, this can be a beautiful time of the year when you really understand that something has a depth to it that's quite special. But it needs to feel equal. Not necessarily both parties adding exactly the same ingredients to the mix, but just doing their best. So if there is a gap in doing the best in a situation that you're giving it everything around, that can be what leaves you feeling somewhat bereft this week. And then that asks you to think very, very deeply about what may need to make way in your situation, what may need to evolve, and what you may need to let go of in order to grow.